It doesn't need to be fixed.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Amanda Lynne. Subscribe to Raze.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You have made it back to my channel, and yeah, we're still going. We are getting through January one day at a time. Getting a little bit of a rocky start to the new year, but you know, it'll work out. It always does. We're still alive. We're still breathing. Any day you wake up, you have accomplished something. You have lived one more day in a universe that's designed to kill you. Yeah, I apologize. That's pretty dark, but hey, it's true. But yeah, Raze is back with a little bit of a mismatch, completely mismatched. And we're going to go ahead and put this guy away, and we're going to talk about it. So why is this a mismatch? This is the Catwoman from Batman Returns, the Michelle Pfeiffer version. You know, Batman Returns could be considered a Christmas movie. It could be considered a New Year's movie, because that's kind of how it shapes up, because that's right around that time, Christmas and New Year's, that this movie came out. Not that movie came out, but that's when the movie takes place. And did Raze think, well, maybe this was a good one to freaking do for December? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yeah, this probably would have been a much better idea than Beast Boy, because this would have fit. But, you know, Beast Boy is where he is. Beast Boy is where he's going to stay. And also, we've got the little conundrum of Raze doesn't like to get the same multiples of the same character. And here he goes. The first Catwoman Raze got was actually Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. And so he doesn't even have that excuse, except for the fact that when he saw this pop with the stun gun, everything, it's just, oh my God, that is so awesome. I mean, it's a movie that I love, and yeah, and she played the crap out of that Catwoman. And we can love it or we can blame it, because that movie was the main thing that got the ball rolling on the Catwoman movie that we got. Yeah, that not a lot of people like that one. Raze didn't mind it too much, just kind of wish they hadn't called it Catwoman. They could have named her anything, and it would have been a much, I mean, it probably would have been a lot more accepted. It wasn't great, and it was kind of weird in a lot of ways, but like, using that name put all kinds of expectations that were not met. And but it was because of Michelle Pfeiffer rocking Catwoman so well that they felt like they needed a Catwoman movie. And rock it she did. This was a movie that despite like the nitpicks that Raze likes to do with comic book movies, wouldn't say likes to do, but like they just kind of trigger in his head. He sees something and it's like, oh, that's not right. That's not right. It's like certain things don't need to be changed. Raze has gotten better about that. Because the fact is, and what nobody seems to realize is that when you love comics are such a personal medium. You are doing a lot of the work. Your brain is expanding upon the story as you're reading it. You're putting the voices in these characters' mouths. You're putting the tone in these characters' mouths. I mean, you are setting the pace of the story and everything, and that's something that really works best. And it's what shines with comic books. It's one of the things that make it such a great medium, and that's one of the things that stop it from being translated right into a movie, because no matter how accurately they commit to the storyboards, even doing it panel for panel, that's not going to be what happened when you read it. So it's never going to be exactly. The perfect Catwoman movie is right up here. And that's where it'll stay unless you are a filmmaker that's able to make it. And and so when you are seeing movies with these characters, like, the Tim Burton Batman movies are Tim Burton's perfect Batman movies. And that goes with any comic book based character that there is, because again, it is very personal, and you can get mad, you can get angry, you can scream at the screen, you can just hate on it all you want, but it also it will not take what you've already got up here, and that's the important thing. So nurture that thing, and you'll stay happy. That's what Raze does. He's always feeding his brain something. Just hates it when he just hates it when it just like gets sick and starts spouting it back out. Like starts screaming, "I'm full!" and spitting stuff out, and it's like, no, quit it. But yeah, enough about my Babylon. We're just going to go ahead and take this out and have a look at it. We don't really need to talk about Catwoman that much because Raze has done that. He's got multiple Catwoman figures. Here she is after the battle, after several battles. This is so cool. Another benefit Raze decided he needed to get another Michelle Pfeiffer version of Catwoman is because the first one that they put out had a whip that circles around her body, which is absolutely perfect. The problem is they attached it to her foot just a little bit, and Raze has been collecting toys and figures his entire life, like since he was a little kid. And the minute he saw that, all he could think of was, bam, that thing is going to separate. That is so easily separated, and that equals damage. So Raze does not touch that figure. He's only taken that thing out of the box like once or twice to get a closer look at it, and is very careful with it, because that thing will break so easily, and Raze wanted one that wouldn't break quite as easily, and this one fit the bill. And just like the other one, I think this one, just like the other one, you still got her fingers with the claws on them, which is a lot of fun. You've got the stitch work going on the costume. This one, of course, has a rip on the knee, rip on the shoulder, got a little bit of detail. Got a bit of a black eye going on here. I don't know if that's supposed to be the makeup or just, battle scar. And then she's got the taser, or the stun gun in her hand, which I thought it was a cute callback. But at the same time, it's not like Catwoman really ever uses a stun gun outside of the movies. She will if it's handy, but in this case, she actually got this stun gun at the very beginning of the movie, and she tended to bring it back out on a few occasions, which it makes sense for a person to do that, but at the same time, it's just like she's a superhero. Like, they hinted that she died and was brought back by the cat spirits. She starts counting down her lives and everything, just really leaning into the whole cat motif. It's just kind of like, okay, what? but yeah, that's kind of how it worked, and it's great for what it is. It's not a perfect movie. It is a very enjoyable movie. It's one that Raze likes to go back to because he loves the Tim Burton, Tim Curry, the Tim Curry Batman. Could you imagine that? But no, that the Tim Burton Batman movies worked really well, especially when you've got a director who doesn't like comics. He was really not a comic book fan in the slightest. As a matter of fact, he's one of those people that likes to throw shade on comics, which I've never really understood. Because, you know, just like with any medium, you've got the highs, you've got the lows, you've got the masterpieces, you've got the stuff to sit next to the toilet. I mean, everything has good and bad, even if you get down to, I mean, you could say that about comics. You could say that even about, like, Batman or Superman comics. You've got masterpieces, and then you've got, like, just, oh, yeah, take it or leave it. Or just flat out, I don't even want to see that ever again. It's one of the things that always fascinates me about how people will, like, attack an entire medium. That would be like saying that all TV is bad or all movies are bad. I mean, it's just, no. It's a case-by-case basis. It's an art form, and, just seeing people judge anything like that is the same way as judging people by a specific trait, be it where they're from, being what their skin color is. It's just like, you really can't judge everything by one example or even a few examples, because, I mean, heck, even surveys take like samples of 100 people to get an idea of their general hypothesis. Is just like, we have to ask a bunch of people what they think and see what the general consensus is, because you can't base it on a small majority or a small minority. You can't base anything on a small number. And I know a lot of guys are gonna be crying about that, and all I can say is, I'm not talking about that. Don't think about that number. If you rub it, it gets bigger. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of Catwoman and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, which I know she was the subject of many of a teenage fantasy, because Raze was a teenager when it came out. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, but never forget that life is full of odd moments. You never know when you're going to be defined.